Sometimes you don't even really know when those stretches of road appear in front of you. You're driving, you're excited, and all of a sudden it just becomes bland and a motorway. And you get really, really tired. That bit, from the Portuguese border towards the Spanish Sea in the north, was just that. All I knew was I wanted to visit the second northernmost point in Spain. It's a curious location, this northern part of Spain where we just drove through. We are, I don't know, a kilometer from the sea, but it doesn't feel like the sea. There's just vegetation everywhere. It's not as barren. It's very, very dense, and it feels actually more like, you know, if you drive into France from Germany, than you know, the northern part of Spain. But we'll see. He missed. Oh dear goodness, this is tight. Oh, he missed the turn.
This is really tight.
It is a very distinct moment when a point on a map becomes a place in your head.
It's a bit chilly now, because after all we are at the sea. And I thought I'd share a couple of thoughts on how I pick a location, because I think that's of interest for anyone who's traveling to a part of a country or a region that you've never been. And there are a couple of key factors. It's like remoteness, because if it's easy to access, a lot of people will go there. And height. And in this particular case, it's fairly easy to access, and there isn't a really difficult path to drive to get to here. It's just a regular road. But what makes this point special in particular, and at least from what I see here, kind of worked out in our favor, is over there is the northernmost point in Spain. And this is the second northernmost point in Spain. And it's a long detour to get from that point to here, which, as you may guess by now, makes this less desirable to go to. But I looked on maps and I figured this might be a very beautiful place, and we should try it. So yeah, there has to be something that makes a place interesting, but it has to be just difficult enough to access, or just irrelevant to most people, that you can, I won't say get it to you know, get it for yourself, but you know, have some chance of an adventure feeling, even in an area that has roads and everything is built out to be visited, because there is a visiting board. Other than that, you just throw a pin at a map. I'm just like northernmost point, highest point, southernmost point, and on the way, if I see something really interesting, we might detour. Onwards and upwards. So it was a nice and calm morning. Over there, forestry is already in the works, and we came from over there, which is where we put the car through its paces. And after a bit of to and froing, we settled on a very simple place, which we could have accessed without ever doing any serious off-roading. But well, it is what it is. And we are now driving towards Los Picos de Europa, which I also have never been to. Also, there's two different kinds of cold. There's it's really, really cold. And then there's on the scale, it's not that cold. But if you're out in the open all the time and not moving a whole lot, you kind of freeze through. Like very subtlety. Very subtle. You freeze through the bone. And you can't really... my fingers are cold, my feet are kind of cold, everything's kind of cold. So, I guess it's driving time now.
Soul, sing my soul. You've been rescued by the king. On my soul, sing my soul. He scattered your enemies like a wind to leaves, like a wind to leaves. Scattered like the wind. Afraid of the terror by night, or those who wish you harm. His right hand that holds you tight, his eye is upon you, and he has the strongest arms, the very strong. soul, hope and peace. Fear the Lord, you saints and children. The Lord is near, our Lord is near, and His justice is with Him. And healing's in His wings, and healing's in His wings. Healing is
So the weather makes no sense at all, but it's beautiful out here by the sea, because we have about an hour and a half to kill before we head into our Airbnb. Oh, it's nice and calm over here. Look how beautiful the sea is. And we decided, what? Ah! Fuck! Oh! Oh my god! Oh, that's bad. It goes through all the clothes at once. Fuck! It's bad. Oh god. And he was like, we could camp here. Yeah. The sun doesn't mean a thing today.